Zaddy Corlys was serving this episode, and we got so much black men talking to each other that I think it must be a record for the Game of Thrones franchise. The theme of this episode is daddy issues. Spoilers ahead. I am obsessed with all Game of Thrones world, I think, because of the whole bastard of it all, as a bastard myself. When Rhaenyra said to Mysaria, let's raise an army of bastards, I genuinely got chills, and that's when I realized how much I like Game of Thrones for the bastard of it all, because I think maybe in my bones of bones that somehow affects me or calls to me, like the Jon Snow of it all, the bastard rising up of it all, and her being like, let's raise an army of bastards, and honoring Adam of Hull and him being like, well, my dad's finally gonna be proud of me. All of that just, it hits for me as a fatherless bastard, but it hits for me in a different way, okay? I don't know if that's what everybody's experiencing, but that's how it's hitting for me. You have Adam of Hull, who only ever wanted some approval from Corlys, from someone, from a father figure. And when Corlys comes into his room, his newfound chambers, he literally went rags to riches, and Corlys says, well done. He had a look in his eye I don't think he ever would have had in his life of like, wow, I just feel validated by my father, which is affecting Jace negatively. I loved this Jace storyline today of him being like, do you think I'm stupid, mother? Do you think I don't notice my hair color? Do you think I don't know that my father is not who you said he was? And at least you gave me a dragon so I had some kind of honor, but now you're letting any bitch off the street get honor just like me. His position he feels in this like dynasty is so fragile because obviously he can tell that he is not of true born birth. And so he's like, literally, mom, what the fuck? When I said go get some other dragons, I meant with people with titles. And now you're just letting anybody come and claim these dragons. Guess what? She ended up suffering for that in the end, right? I think it's so interesting how they took the small folk this episode. And the fact that we were following them for so long, these random guys in the gutters, and now we finally understand why. I love that chef's kiss. Like, came to fruition. I'm like, oh, finally I understand why I'm watching this bearded guy talk so much and complain so much. I never was upset with Hugh Hammer being on screen. I was just like, okay, like, where are they taking this? Like, who really is this guy? And I also thought, Ulf, is that his name? I thought he was lying. And I definitely thought he was gonna die. I kind of forgot what happened with that. And the fact that he was just like, I'm going to... And that's what's so interesting about this episode is it's showing, like, the different, like, yes, daddy issues and people trying to prove things to either their father, their mother, like, the realm. But then it's, like, in regards to the small folk, who they're trying to prove things to is so very different. And that is so interesting to me. Like, the fact that Ulf was like, fuck you, Rhaenyra, I'm taking this fucking dragon and getting the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go show my friends that I actually am a dragon rider. Versus homie Hugh Hammer is like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do my big one for my family, but I'm gonna be, it's so interesting. And then Adam of Hull is like trying to prove something to his father and like his worth to the world, like a higher calling. I like that Emma Darcy is just so fine that there were so many scenes this episode just zooming in on their face, reacting to things. Like watching people die by fire. Did you see the thing where Game of Thrones showed that they actually light men on fire for that? And then they count it out and they're like, 1, 2, 3. And those people are just on fire for like 10 seconds. And they're like, okay. And then they start spraying what's it called? The fire putter outer? What's that called? Don't know. Anyway, fire extinguisher. It extinguishes the fire. Duh. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're really on fire. But I'm not sure. Is this a net loss or a net gain for the Blacks? It's 50-50, right? Because they accidentally gave the Greens a dragon. But they gained a dragon, but they gave the Greens a dragon. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And just the betrayal in her eye at the end as Rhaenyra is like looking at the dragon floating away. She's like, what the fuck have I done? Felt that.